It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Patriots and the Colts coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the New England Patriots. Brandon Gaudin alongside, as always, my partner Charles Davis. And CD, in the few moments here before kickoff, let's give these folks at home a look at these two offenses by the numbers. What stands out to you?
Brandon, I just continue to be amazed by the analytics of the game, and it's an area where I continue to concentrate and study because I'm still trying to figure out how coaches and coordinators can really crunch the numbers and find where exactly on the field the defense is vulnerable. It's the game within the game. And if you really dive into it, it can be endlessly fascinating.
Here's the punter, Jake Bailey, ready to do the honors. And this one is underway here on EA Sports. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Colts getting ready to take over for the first time. And you get a look at their 6-year quarterback in his first season wearing the horseshoe. It's Carson Wentz.
And when you look at him, you see that he's got all the tools you want in a quarterback. The big frame, the quick release, strong arm, has escapability. The issue sometimes, tries to do too much instead of just taking the throws that are available to him, and occasionally turnovers get him into trouble.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wentz. He's going to go up top again. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Wentz. He's going to take another shot here. Oh, wide open, complete. A big connection on that one. 34 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
And now some disagreement down on that sideline. The red flag is out, and we're going to get a challenge. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get excited. Let's go. After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Going up top. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
An early message that this secondary is going to be tested, because even though it fell incomplete, it almost felt like a warning shot to get things going.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Wentz now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back deep for the Patriots, Gunnar Olszewski. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the Heisman finalist from a season ago, the rookie from Alabama, Mac Jones. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up 2nd down. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Jones now to throw on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
And the AFC's Pro Bowl punter last year, Jake Bailey, on a punt for New England. Back deep for the Colts, Nyheim Hines. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. To throw is Wentz. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Oh, you're the real deal today, baby.
So, Charles, this defense in for a tough matchup. What do you think the game plan is here tonight?
Well, I think the game plan is the same as most, which is, hey, pass rushers, do your job. Coverage guys, do your job. And the linebackers are going to be a mix. Sometimes they'll drop in coverage. Sometimes they'll pressure the quarterback. But all in all, you never want to let that quarterback get a string of completions going, because if so, they're hard to deal with, and it makes for a long evening.
From midfield, here's Wentz. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Wentz. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And a lot of being a defender is being able to learn what you can and can't get away with when in man coverage. In this case, he got away with it and helped pop that ball free.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, it's Wentz. Out to the right and complete to Pittman. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. This to Hines on the drop-off. And the Colts are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing, and as a player, that means an awful lot.
2nd and goal from the 1. To throw, it's Wentz. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Mo Alley Cox there to make the grab. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. So 2nd and goal there from the 1. They go to the air.
And the perfect down to throw the football in this sequence. 2nd down is always kind of that. Do they throw it? Do they run it? They worked it out to perfection on that one by throwing it into the end zone.
Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Taylor now to return it. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. The Pats at the line ready to go. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like in the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3
and out. And now they
out.
have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jones. Checking this down to Stevenson. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
2nd and 2.
Everyone's got 4 down. Let's go. Come on. Run to the ball. You got
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Wentz going to throw. The toss here completed to Pittman. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The 3rd running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, 3rd most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Taylor. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Wentz. The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the 2nd quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
New England's offense set to go. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Jones. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack, but that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jones. Hunter Henry brings it in. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Carson Wentz and the Colt offense ready to go back to work. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Wentz. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way, full steam, and he broke that one up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. Throws this one right side to Pascal. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. On 1st down, Wentz. Flush to his right. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And quickly, they get to the line. On 2nd and inches, Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt. Badgley able to knock this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Taylor now from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, though. Let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for New England. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they had a little more success than their counterparts did in the passing game, as evidenced by the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And this will be brought out to the 25 as Taylor elects to not return it. But the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
DeForest Buckner, all-pro defensive tackle there on the stop. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Jones. It's brought in by Harris. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen. Broke off his pass rush. And then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
The Patriots send out their punter as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. .39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Wentz. This goes out right to Doyle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Throwing is Wentz. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down, and you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing, Jones. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here's Jones on 3rd down. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Frank Reich not so sure about that last call. He's going to go ahead and throw out the challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So Frank Reich had it right as his guys win the challenge.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Quiddy Pay in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Boy, Charles, that time he took a bad situation and made it worse.
Yeah, you're almost putting together a nice little song there, aren't you? Because it's something you'll see from young quarterbacks. They have that tendency to retreat backwards instead of stepping up in the pocket.
Second and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Now a give, running left is Harris. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones setting up a screen for Stevenson. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. It's Patriot football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Second and 8 coming up. Wentz now to throw. Finding Hilton on the slant. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Wentz now on 1st down. Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Back to you.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
On play action, it's Wentz. They'll check this one down to Taylor. Not much there, only a yard. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wentz. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. To throw is Wentz. Flushed out right. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Go. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
3 down.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more 1st down to help salt this one. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Nyheim Hines, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one, and the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Badgley on for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. A 10-play drive that time, and it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, it's Taylor. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Patriots ready to try again on offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now Jones on 1st and 10. He gets it complete to Harris. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. to throw again. Jones. He'll dump this down to Stevenson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And that will be incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And this is caught at the 8. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throw left side complete. That's Stevenson. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Second down and goal. Jones. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Jacoby Myers there to make the grab. And the Patriots are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Nick Folk for the point after. And it's 17-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends with a New England touchdown. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Colts are going to recover the football. And that should be enough to get them home. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. The Patriots will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Wentz with a kneel down, and that will be the final act of this game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.